Greetings, I am Toglin, Hell's Harlequin, but you may call me Tog. So, let me introduce you to a friend of mine. This is my little friend named Dragon. He is Dragon the Beardie, my pet bearded dragon. I've had him for the last 8 years. I got him when he was a little baby at the pet store. I saw him and he was just way too cute. I couldn't pass him up, and I'd been wanting a reptile for a while, and we got all the stuff for him, picked him up. The pet store gave me a guaranteed bill of health. They said if there's any problems, go ahead and bring him back and they'll have their vets look him over. So when I brought him home, or after around a week, I noticed he seemed to have trouble with one of his feet. And so I brought him in and they looked at him and said he had several deformities, had a little wizard foot, and he's got one of his little fat packs is missing. Kind of sunks in a little bit. But yeah, he's got a fat pack missing on his head, and he's got a fat pack missing on one of his legs. They're just little birth defects. It's kind of like being born with a withered arm or something. And they told me, well, he's not in very good health, and we don't know how long he'll live. So go ahead and pick out a new bearded dragon, and we'll just put this one down. And if you hear noise in the background, my roommate's here as well as my daughter's here. But I'm like, no, you're not putting down my lizard. We don't know if there's anything wrong with him other than he's a little deformed. So I got offended. I took him home. And just in case, I scheduled an appointment with my normal vet. And they looked him over and said, oh, he's in perfectly good health. He's just a little special. So, like I said, that was 8 years ago. And he's been in really good health ever since then. He's a little skinnier than most dragons. Well, most bearded dragons, and we think it might be because of his missing fat packs. He just does not have the same level of appetite. He's also really silly. He's a gentle creature. He refuses to eat living insects. If they're alive, he just lets them crawl on his head. He is very chill, very passive. We've even caught the cats trying to chew on the tip of his tail, and he just kind of like hits them with his tail. He doesn't even hiss at them. He's like, hey, stop that. So he is just super, super, super chill. There's only 2 times he has ever hissed. Hi, Lynxie. She just has to get in the shot. She's like, you have one cute animal. You need me. I'm a cute kitty. But yes, 2 times he's ever hissed. We found out that he's got a preference for very large ladies. The larger, the better. We had this one lady playing Cards Against Humanity with us, and we all just, it was a really big group, so we all just sat on the floor, and she sort of laid down, and he crawled on her hip, and he's like, this is the best place I have ever been, ever. And he just hung out there, and we noticed his eyes were open, so we're like, what's going on with you, dragon? Are you asleep or something? And when we tried to move him, he would do this little puff and this little hiss. He's like, and we're like, oh, okay, what's up with that, big boy? We never seen you do that before. And so because of that, I didn't want to upset him, so we just all waited until he crawled off on his own. And he was on her the entire game, which lasted around an hour or so. So that was fun. The second time he hissed was I had a friend over, and he brought his girlfriend and another very large lady, and he just kind of hung out on her bosom. He likes hanging out on bosoms. He likes soft places, soft and warm. And he decided she was his. This is my woman. I like her. I like them big girls. And so we tried to move him, and he did that same little at us again, like, no, she's mine. Oh, I didn't mean to scare you, dragon. Did I scare you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, big boy. He doesn't like that sound, obviously. But yeah, he is a very, very, very sweet boy, and everyone's very attached to him. He is the tamest boy ever. And my daughter absolutely adores him. So here's the thing. We noticed a disturbing lump on him a couple weeks ago. Well, actually about 2 weeks ago. And I asked the internet gods what's going on. And according to the internet, it's either just a abscess or it's cancer. And I'm like, oh no. So I scheduled a vet appointment, and the vet said, yeah, it's either an abscess or it's cancer. we're guessing it's an abscess. And so she tried to drain it, and it did not drain. It wasn't what she was expecting it to be. So she looked at the tissue under a microscope, and it was very concerning. She says it's most likely cancer, and she would like to schedule a appointment to get it removed as quickly as possible. Well, it's not all bad news. She said that it's soft tissue. She believes it's something called a soft tissue sarcoma, which, as long as it's not bone cancer, reptiles are very, very cancer resistant. So she thinks that he won't even need chemotherapy, that we caught it so early that she could just cut it out. Because at his age, he wouldn't do too well with chemo. But she believes that he could just cut it out and he'll make a completely full recovery. And she says that even though he's 8, which is the very start of elderly, she's seen Beardies live past like around to 15 or so. So he might still have a few number of years with us if we take care of his cancer. Well, even though it's just a little outside cancer and it'll be a quick surgery, financially my family is not doing very well at all right now. So I'm going to have to resort to a bit of e-bagging. I guess that makes me an official YouTuber now, because now I'm doing my bit of e-bagging. If you want to give anything for Dragon's surgery, that would be very lovely, because, you know, even $1, if 1,500 people give $1, then his surgery's good. Like, it's only $1,500 surgery, but even that's quite a bit more than what I have, because my family, especially since I have a lot of medical problems, my family lives paycheck to paycheck as it is. So trying to add on another bill, even if we put it under credit, that's still going to be very hard for us to manage. But I just would hate for anything to happen to my poor little boy here. And I absolutely love him. So anything that anyone can do to help. This also means that I'm exposing my real name, but I'm not as concerned about that as you think. But just so you know, I don't actually go by Regina. It's Reggie. But I'd still prefer you to call me Tog. But anyways, any help would be amazing. If not, don't feel too bad about it. I don't always give to every cause I see, even if I want to, because if you're not financially well off, then I understand. But yes, I wish all of you a pleasant rest of your day.